Y'all lucky I love y'all. What's good, everybody? Thank you all so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. We are here today to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 6, Episode 17. And the name of the episode is Reunion Part 1. Listen, okay? So just for y'all that have been waiting for it, I did not do a review of the finale of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Last week, I got really, really busy, and I thought it would be too much for me to try to go and catch up, okay? So I'm not going to do that review. It really wasn't a lot that went on anyway. So we're just going to go into the reunion. I was not impressed. I thought that the reunion was boring. I mean, I've been here the whole season, so I know what's going on. But I think that sometimes when the girls get to talking over each other, I just tune out. It's hard for me to pay attention to what's going on. But I'm here. I took some notes, and so we're gonna talk. I only watched the episode one time, so we just gonna talk about what I remember from the episode. Okay, so the girls traveled to New York City. Now, at first, I wasn't sure if they was in New York City or not, or if they was in Salt Lake City, because they didn't say it. They just showed the scenery outside. And I've only been to New York one time. So I thought that it was New York, but I wasn't sure. But once Andy said that his son lost a tooth and he played Tooth Fairy that morning, it confirmed to me that they was in New York. I used to think that if you were the it girls, Andy would travel to you. But I guess now it's not just that simple. It's just not that simple. After watching Andy's interview on Call Her Daddy, I think that Andy is older now and he have kids now. So it'll just be easier for the people to come to him, even though most of the housewives, most of them got kids and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They got kids and stuff too, but this is their job. It's his job too. But I think after close to 20 years of doing reunions, Andy has earned enough skin in the game to make that request for certain girls to come to him and him not. But again, I feel like the girls travel to Andy for Watch What Happens Live. You get what I'm saying? Most of the girls, well, all of the girls, even the cast members from like Below Deck and everything like that, they all have to travel to New York to watch What Happens Live. I think that it'll be okay for Andy to travel to some of these cities once a year, right? But I do think that he has earned enough skin in the game to make that request. Okay, so the scene, the theme set, the set theme is Santorini, Greece. Okay, I think that it looked nice. I really thought that Santorini was beautiful, but it was kind of boring. You get what I'm saying? It looked beautiful, but it was boring. If that makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense. But the set looks nice. For the most part, Bravo has never failed with their sets. My favorite set to date was Toya's Closet. That was season 7 of Married to Medicine. I thought that they did a beautiful replica of Toya's Closet. And I also love that when they did the men, because in Married to Medicine, they do have a sit down at the reunion with the men, that they kind of did Eugene's Closet too. And I thought that was the best set that we've seen to date. I think it's easy for Bravo to always do a where they take the trip to, but I really, really love that they did Toya's Closet. I know that was a big moment for her and a highlight for her. And I think it was a direct replica of it, and it was something personal to a girl on the show, whether as a trip. You get what I'm saying? I think that we should start doing things like that. Like, let's do things that's tied to a person's storyline. And I thought that I think that it'll be better. Because I think that's just trying to do it towards the city is easy. Because we already know nowadays that it's going to be the cast trip. And I think that's too easy. Okay? So let's talk about the fashions. Okay? I feel like all of the women, it seemed like they had on the same thing or were following the same theme. And I think that theme was drapes. I guess that's what I would call it. It seemed like it was drapes. I would say small ruffles, but I guess it would be drapes, right? Maybe. I think it's right. I'm not really a fashionista like that, but it kind of looked like curtains. It kind of looked like the girls was wearing curtains. Okay. All of the women had it on except for Mary and Lisa. If they did, I didn't see it. But the best dress to me was Meredith. I thought that Meredith looked absolutely stunning because she can kind of give you Caitlyn Jenner every now and then. Especially with no makeup on, especially when she wake up. But I think that she looked good. I like the way that I like the color. I like the way that it was draped on her. I liked her makeup, her hair. I think that she looked beautiful. Next, I will go with Britani. And then third, I will go with Bronwyn. I wish Bronwyn color was a little bit lighter, not white, but more like yellowish, if that makes sense, what I'm saying. Okay. I thought that the cut of Whitney's dress was really, really nice, but I didn't like the color of it, nor did I like her hair. The hair was not giving reunion at all. Their hair was not giving reunion at all. Okay. Now, speaking of Whitney, I was surprised that Whitney was at the end of the couch. Well, her and Angie, since we're talking about it, I think that the seating chart was way off. Angie hosted 2 of the 3 truths this season, so for her to be at the end of the couch, to me, is kind of wild, right? Plus, I feel like if they was going to give Lisa first seat, Angie would be a better person to sit directly across from Lisa because I feel like that she's thirsty enough for it. I feel like Angie wants to get into it with Lisa because her getting into it with Lisa will give her more camera time. And this is her claim to fame, getting into it with Lisa, okay? I feel like that Meredith and Angie should have been first chairs, honestly. I thought that Angie was a big part of the season, and I think that Meredith was as well. But I do love that they separated Heather and Whitney.
And this you're on point with it.
Meredith tried to jumpstart the reunion by bringing up what happened at BravoCon between her and Whitney. So apparently Whitney was drunk, and she had a conversation with Meredith, and Meredith is saying that Whitney redacted everything that she said about Meredith this season.
Bitch, you're lying.
I think that Meredith is lying. And the fact that she would go this far, to me, just proves that something went down on that plane. That she did exactly what they was accusing her of on that plane.
I don't give a fuck what y'all saying. I don't give a fuck what y'all saying at all.
And she also tried to call out the hypocrisy of Whitney being drunk at BravoCon. I do believe that Whitney was drunk. She admitted that she was drunk. Andy confirmed it. You get what I'm saying? She said that, he said that she almost messed up. Well, she apologized for almost messing up the Watch What Happens Live filming. And I don't think that was a good look. I don't think that was a good look for Whitney. However, Meredith is comparing apples to oranges. First of all, Whitney didn't attack anybody.
Like what?
That's the reason why.
Okay, she admitted that she was drunk. She took accountability and she remembers what happened. Meredith, on the other hand, is not even admitting that she was drunk. So we don't know why she attacked Britani. She's not admitting that she was drunk. She's not admitting that she attacked Britani. She's not admitting anything. So we are comparing apples and oranges. Whitney did clarify that she stands by everything that she witnessed on the plane, and she's standing by her opinions on Meredith's life. Now, had Whitney told me that she was standing on the opinions about her life, the reunion would have never started. Girl, don't put what went on with your daddy on me. Just because your daddy was a drunk does not make you a what do I want to call it? Like just because your daddy was a drunk does not mean that you can go around looking at people and diagnosing them as being a drunk. Just because you grew up with it in your household. No, baby. You know how your daddy acted when he got a hold of that liquor. Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. I hate when people do that. I'm a person who I could be very shy, but when I'm around my friends or whatever, and they get to getting high and shit or drunk and stuff or whatever, I could camouflage. So I could be around them and, they could be high or drunk or whatever, and you'll see me having fun with them, and I'll be just as, you know what I'm saying, crazy as they is, but I don't do drugs. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think that you probably could look at me and be like, oh, my cousin or somebody act like this when they get high or whatever, but baby, I don't do nothing. So don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. I do not like that she's trying to do this. Now, while they was going back and forth, Whitney was trying to bring Lisa's name up, and then she told Lisa to stay out of it.
What kind of bullshit is that?
Whitney, you can't be arguing with Meredith and then say Lisa's name, no matter the context. You cannot be arguing with Meredith and say Lisa's name and not expect Lisa to say anything back. And that's not tag teaming. That's called you fighting with a bitch and you got sloppy and hit her friend and you ended up getting jumped. If you're going to talk to Meredith and argue with Meredith, leave Meredith there. You cannot bring Lisa's name up and not expect her to say nothing back. And speaking of tag teaming, listen, y'all, we just going to talk. We just going to talk because I was really bored, okay? Heather tried to make it seem like the audience was putting more on what she said happened between her and Captain Jason.
You are a big-ass liar!
No, baby. You said y'all fucked around and nothing was there. What happens is words and lingo from hip hop culture are constantly adopted into mainstream, and when they're adopted into mainstream, they're usually used incorrectly, like chin check, right? Sneaky link, fucked around. Fucked around, especially in the way that Heather put it, definitely implied that her and Captain Jason had sex. Either they had sex, she sucked his dick, she jacked him off, he fingered her pussy. I don't know, but it implies that something sexual happened when you say fucked around.
You nasty.
So it's not the audience, girl. You was trying to be cool and you used the word the wrong way.
Whack bitch.
And to know that they didn't mess around makes Heather look so lame and desperate. What woman with respect and dignity will lie on her pussy? What woman would do that? The only women I know that will do that is Heather and Big Cookie from Potomac. Because according to Monique, she lied and said that she was having an affair with Chris. And that Chris was staying with Monique because of the kids. Britani ended up coming out. She has a new bear with a message from her boyfriend on the bear. They talked about the below deck merger. Britani said that she was surprised at how much she was flirting when she watched it back. And she said that someone else was flirting more than her. I forgot who she said. She had to have been talking about. Who else is single? Well, nobody else. She had to be talking about Heather. She had to be talking about Heather. She said that she think that Heather was flirting more than her. I don't think that Heather was flirting more than her. I don't think Britani was really flirting. Okay. Andy asked, were they worried about how the women will be portrayed on the Below Deck episode? And they asked, should they be? Because, Andy probably already saw the footage. Okay. Mary said that she think that Heather and Whitney should because of the cucumber. I forgot. I got down to it when I reviewed the episode because I went back and looked and see who luggage the cucumbers was in. Who luggage had the cucumber. It was either Whitney or Heather, but I can't remember exactly which one. But I don't like that. I do not like no shit like that. That they're about to try to play with this cucumber and try to make it seem like one of the girls is using it as a dildo.
I don't like this at all.
But I just feel like with reality TV, you just have to be careful with what you bring and what you put on there, because when you sign up for these shows, you're kind of selling your soul to the devil, and they will do anything to get views. And that's nasty. That's nasty. Okay? Lisa and Bronwyn got into it, of course. Bronwyn said that she doesn't believe that Lisa leaked a story about her fraud allegations, but she does know that someone on the boat leaked something because the blogs found out that she was late to the boat and tied it into the sealed fraud allegations that she had, right? I think that production put that out.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Be very clear.
You get what I'm saying? I think that these producers will do anything for a good season. And I said this, and I feel this way with Potomac. If you say something on these cameras and it gets out, you just can't blame the castmates when there are 6 cameras watching. There's at least 6 other people there. All of the Below Deck crew was there, and the rest of production. Somebody said something to somebody. Everybody always, when people be keeping secrets, they always tell at least one person, which is why I don't tell nobody nothing that I don't want out there, because I know that people always tell one person, at least. Most people.
Message.
You get what I'm saying? And so it's likely that Lisa put it out, but you have no proof because it was more than Lisa that was there. You have no proof. And the girls probably be playing producer behind the scenes. You get what I'm saying? Heather doesn't give me she's above putting it out there. Whitney doesn't give me she above putting it out there. They'll do anything. These girls will do anything for this show to pop. You get what I'm saying? They'll do what's greater for the show. They'll do what's best for the show. Okay? Bronwyn said that she didn't get charged with any fraud. If she did, she wouldn't have gotten her American citizenship. Okay? Andy brought up a post on Reddit about her getting in trouble for using a company's credit card and buying $100,000 worth of stuff, and that Todd had to help her get out of it. She said that that wasn't what the case was about. But did it happen? See, Andy, you still worried about being Tooth Fairy, and you still over there emotional about your son losing his teeth and telling his friend that the Tooth Fairy came by. Did it happen? Did you take the company credit card and buy $100,000 worth of shit? I believe that it did, by the way that she answered. Because I would have said, no, I didn't do nothing like that, okay? Bronwyn seems to be holding on to this truce that they won't talk about each other's husbands and families. Are we in middle school? Are we in middle school? Bitch, I'm dragging Todd every chance I get. I'm dragging Gwen every chance I get. I'm dragging you every chance I get that you got Gwen over there living with her nigga. Her wigger over there living in with you.
What the fuck is going on here?
I'm dragging your mama. I'm dragging everybody. I'm dragging everybody, girl. We're going to war. Plus, I'm actually glad that Lisa said fuck the truce because she didn't know that Whitney and Bronwyn met up after Angie's RV trip and they talked about Lisa's court case on cameras. See, when they was on the RV trip, Meredith tried to shut it down. Right? And they said, fuck it, we'll just meet up on camera one-on-one, but nobody will be able to stop us from talking about it.
These bitches trying to child boo.
So Bronwyn had already went and did her dirt. And after she did her dirt, she tried to call a truce. Girl, fuck you. Fuck you. Okay? Now, I do think that Lisa is delusional, of course, but I do think that Angie is jealous of her, right? I think that Angie looks in her mirror and wonder why Lisa? Why Lisa? And I think that's why she did the Arby's ad. She wants to make a name off of, arguing or getting into it with Lisa. That is Angie's claim to fame. That's Angie's claim to fame. I do believe that. Okay? They accused Meredith and Lisa of tag teaming. Lisa said, I don't need to tag team. I'm solo.
You better go ahead.
I'm solo. For the most part, Lisa fights alone. Right? When Lisa fights, she is solo. Meredith rarely, if ever, steps in and helps Lisa when she's fighting. And when Lisa is fighting, she's usually fighting all of the girls, right? Now, Lisa does step in for Meredith, but it's always more than one person on Meredith. Or even when it's one-on-one with Meredith or somebody else, Whitney would add Lisa in.
You're stupid. You're not smart. You're not smart. Oh.
Whitney would add Lisa in. Now, I do believe that when Meredith was fighting Heather, they was fighting one-on-one, but whenever she gets into it with Whitney, Whitney always adds Lisa in or bring up something with Lisa. Okay? And my thing is this, if me and you getting into it, me and Whitney is getting into it, bitch, don't worry about what me and somebody else argument or what our situation look like. Bitch, I'm talking to you.
That's none of your business.
I'm talking to you. Okay? Now, Whitney and Heather are the definition of a tag team. Heather can't stand alone. She always needs backup, and Heather always plays the victim. See, they punk puss. And, I mean, of course, they're cousins, so they will always tag team. Ain't nobody going to let their cousin and stuff lose the fight. They're going to always have to have each other back. Okay? But they're the definition of tag team. Okay? The show ended up reaching 100 episodes, and they did a montage of memorable scenes. And it was nice that they included Jen Shaw in there. Well, at least they included her arrest in there. I just don't really see this phenomenon that y'all see with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
I'm sorry. I have to be honest about it.
But a lot of people tell me that last season was really, really, really good. And this season they kind of fell off. So I get it, okay? They showed a picture of Heather at one of Lisa's parties, and baby, I damn near screamed. Baby, that's a whole different girl. That's a whole different girl. And then in the clip that they did a montage with the 100 episodes, they had a clip of Mary telling Heather that she looked at inbred.
In some ways.
And she said it to her face, that she looked inbred. Okay? And did y'all hear how they kept throwing the word attack around? They literally kept on throwing the word attack around, and every time they did it, I was just like, because if Garcelle was here, baby, she would have had a field day. It just goes to show that Garcelle did weaponize some things. If you're going to be on the show, baby, we're going to be able to have to treat you like everybody else, baby. You're not going to get no special treatment, okay? But for the most part, I thought that the reunion, the first part of the reunion was not really that good. I think that the girls overtalk each other. It's hard to listen to what's going on when everybody's trying to talk at the same time, and it's getting tired and old. I see why Andy walked off the set, because if it wasn't for y'all, I would have turned the goddamn TV off. Turn the TV off, turn the TV off. I really was about to turn the TV off, but I was like, no. Let me go ahead and finish what I started. But y'all, that was the episode. Let me know, who do y'all think was best dressed at the reunion. Again, for me, I think that it was Meredith. I thought that Meredith was best dressed. I think that she looked beautiful. And what do y'all think the season chart should be like? It's so crazy because when it comes to, at least I haven't seen it, but when it comes to Potomac, when it comes to Atlanta, when it comes to Beverly Hills, when the girls are really those girls, there are whole videos dedicated to the seating arrangement. There are whole videos dedicated to the fashion styling. You get what I'm saying? But with Salt Lake City, it doesn't seem like that people was doing all that for Salt Lake City. And so I'm just shocked. But I do think that Meredith, being that she attacked Britney on that plane, I do think that she deserved first seat. And I also think that Angie deserved first seat. I really didn't see a lot with Lisa for her to sit first seat. I guess they giving everybody who had allegations the seats now, because they also gave it to Wendy. You get what I'm saying? But I do think that we have to base first chair on the storyline. If it didn't happen on the show, if it's not happening on the show within this season, then we cannot give first chairs to some made up shit. And that's my opinion. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I don't see why Bronwyn is sitting first seat. Now I know that she's getting ready to divorce Todd, but baby, she should have said that from the end of the couch. She should have said that toward the end, sit from the end of the couch, just like Sharice did season 2 or season 1. Let us know that you are divorcing Todd from the end of the couch. But I don't see no reason in what world is Bronwyn sitting first seat this season. In what world? Over Angie. In what world? I mean, I guess it's more drama based. Angie was really just trying to, really trying to connect with Grease and, get her backstory. So it really was no drama there, except for her going against Lisa. So I guess I could kind of see it, but I don't know. But y'all, thank y'all so much for clicking on the video. Y'all, I really appreciate it. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Hype the video up, all that good stuff. Don't have me down here begging now. Don't have me down here begging, okay? I'm going to edit this video and put it out. This is Thursday morning. I recorded this video, so I'm going to edit this video, put it out. I got to cook some chicken today, and then I will be on later on Patreon, all right? But thank y'all so much again for clicking on the video. I really appreciate the love and support, and I will see y'all later. Adios.